broadcast live. Yeah. Okay, we broadcast live from the west side. Don Jr. CEO. Who do this? Who run this? We do this. We run this. Entertainment worldwide network. Hey, entertainment worldwide network. Hey.
You're listening to the Entertainment Worldwide Network based in sunny
Las Vegas.
Let's get down to business. This is the main meeting. The Entertainment Worldwide Network is here to change the face of the entertainment industry with education for business and personal tips for life. Covering 7 continents worldwide and all points in between. This knowledge is practice, so hold on to your seat. Get your pen and pad and be ready to take notes. You are live on the Entertainment Worldwide Network.
Welcome. Greetings and salutations, and thank you for joining us here on the Entertainment Worldwide Network, home of the winning team, for this week's episode of Talented Titanium Tuesday, breaking the next rising icons of tomorrow. Will you be the next discovered? I am your host and global brother, The Wolf. And now, before we begin our show by heading into our global family meet and greet, we must start off by covering all families represented, the show itself, and the content being provided through a brief moment of prayer. So if you can respectfully bow your head or close your eyes, or whatever you feel comfortable with. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Thank you for this moment and this opportunity to be able to be here on this platform that you have provided to bring this family together, to be able to grow, to nurture, to strengthen, to mentor, edify, as well as guide, Father, those who you bring across our path on a community, on a business, on a family, as well as self-development type platform, Father, to do that which you have placed each and every one of us here on this earth to do for your glory, for your family, for our community. And I give you all the praise, all the honor, and all the glory now and forever. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Well, before we jump in to our meet and greet session, on behalf of Talented Titanium Tuesday and the Entertainment Worldwide Network, it is our most humbled and sincere pleasure to introduce to you our global family of listeners, a true legend of the industry and global community. You may remember him from the legendary group The Sugar Hill Gang, or the many accomplishments both within the industry as well as global community platforms as well. Without further ado, the legend, the industry legend himself, our global brother, Mr. Derek Smalls. Brother, your mic is hot.
Hey, well, I want to make sure, can you hear me real good?
We can hear you very well.
Oh, that's good. It's a pleasure. It's an honor. This is my second time on. I had so much fun with you guys just listening in, being a good listener last time. So I'm sure I'll be on quite often and have something to hear and something to say.
Amen.
Okay, but I'm Derek Smalls, based out of Atlanta, Georgia right now. I guess I live so many places in this country, I ain't got to know about everybody. So I think I'm ready to run for office, some kind of office. I know I'm going to get me some votes. But I just want to say hello, just born and raised, out of New York, out of the Bronx. And, I've just been blessed to have good parents and fortunate enough to, see life from what it is and just have a good memory, and blessed to be on this planet 60-plus years right now. I'm waiting on this 61st one in about a couple of months. But it's like I said, it's an honor, man, just to network and hear good music and good people, and like I said, for myself, I feel really fortunate. I'm a network kind of guy, and I pretty much know everybody in these short, few years, that I've been here, but I got to reintroduce myself because I don't think too many people know me, but my love for sports and entertainment, I was pretty much raised, like I was saying, born around from the beginning, and I'm ready to just, spread the word and see who else is out there that's trying to make it in the industry or trying to do what they do best, and see if there's any way that I could help or be a part of what you guys are doing.
Absolutely.
So, feel free, to contact me. I'll give out my email, my number, and like I said, man, I'm hungry for knowledge. So if I can help you in any way, don't hesitate. I'm 24/7. Leave me a message, and I'll get right back to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's on your mind? Tell me whatever's on your mind.
Absolutely. Well, that was the industry legend himself, our global brother, joining us today, our guest speaker. I'm telling you, I really hope that you have your pad, your paper, your pen, that grandmama plate, because I got 2 of them. Because I know I'm about to eat tonight, and I'm praying and believing that my global family that are on this line, that are here, and those who are still coming are ready to eat as well, because we have a lot for you. So with that being said, let's go ahead and go on out here to our global family. Let's go out here to our meet and greet. Please introduce yourself. Tell us what city and state you're calling out of, some background history or her story, depending upon who's speaking. Your networking contact information, and what brought you to the Talented Titanium Tuesday. So listen for your number. Let's open up with the caller whose first numbers begin with 678983. Once again, that's 678983. Your mic is hot. All right, be ready. Definitely have appreciation and respect for our guest speakers. So if you're not ready, please don't take it personal. I'm going to go to the next line because we have a lot to cover today. So much respect, family appreciation, and love to you. So we're going to keep it moving. Listen for your number. Let's open up with the caller whose line first numbers start with 850469. Once again, that's 850469. Your mic is hot. Edna?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Can I please have you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us what city and state you're calling out of, some background history, and your network contact information, and what brought you. I know who you are, but we got to do that for our global family who don't know us just yet. So your mic is hot.
Hi, my name is Edna Sanders, and I am out of Pensacola, Florida, and I'm representing Raven Salve. She's an entertainer. She's an artist. She's an actor. She's a model. She has an album out. It's called Let's Dance, the Mix, and our contact information is 850-293-2063, and we came to the Titanium Tuesday to get some knowledge, which that's always the case every time we come on the line. So we're glad to be here.
Amen. Well, we definitely appreciate you being here, sister. And let me give you the global family shout-outs. Definitely appreciate all our global family who show up and are ready and prepared on the line tonight. Absolutely, 100%. Love you all. Let's keep it going. Let's keep going out here to the lines and touching the global family before we jump into the meet with our guest speaker and industry legend, Mr. Derek Smalls. Now, before we go, let's go out here one more time. We got to go out here to the line. I know that's not my brother. We got that is the king of comedy himself, brother. Go ahead and speak and share who you are, where you're calling out of, your contact information, as well as a little bit about your background. You know what it is, DB.
Hey, yo, what's up? Hey, am I coming in clear?
You coming in clear, sir.
Right on. I just got in. My name is D. Brooks, a comedian out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Right now, you guys got to excuse me. I'm here, bedside with my son. He was in a tragic accident. So I'm here at his bedside right now. and I'm just really in to just try to get back into the groove of things.
Okay. Hold on. Let me not to cut you off or disrespect you anyway, brother. But please, let me do something for you real quick. Because Pops put it in my heart. So everybody, please on the line, forgive this is different, but we 100% support, stand behind, motivate, as well as strengthen our community and our family. So with that being said, please be on respect and give a moment of silence. Father, I thank you so very much. What's your son's name?
Justin.
Thank
Justin
you,
Brooks.
God. Thank you so very much for Justin Brooks, Father God. I thank you, Father God, that you are taking him through this situation, that you are bringing him through. He's going to come through this, Father God, with flying colors. He's going to be better than he was before this incident, and I thank you for all the love and the care and the staff that you have there at the hospital, Father God, in that facility that's going to be waiting on him, taking care of him, giving him all that he needs in order to grow strong and continue to be recovered through your grace and your guidance, of course, Father God, because with you, anything is possible. With man, there's always falls and failures. So we thank you that you're leading and guiding the situation. We don't know all the time what's going on with what we see in our own eyes, through our eyes of man. However, we walk by faith, and we know that Justin Brooks is going to be just fine. And we thank you now and forever in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Hey, I really appreciate that. But like I was saying, man, I'm going to give out my contact information, and I'm just trying to get back into the groove of things, and I'm just going to sit in and listen to what you guys got. You guys always have good shows. You guys put out good information, so I'm just going to sit back and listen and enjoy myself. Just sit here by my son's bedside, let him listen in. Once again, my name is D. Brooks. That's DeeBrooks. You can find me on Facebook under D. Brooks. You can find me on the Instagram. That's D. Brooks, D-E-E, Brooks with a Z. I'm on Twitter, D. Brooks 420. I'm on LinkedIn, D. Brooks. I'm on Pinterest, D. Brooks. I'm on Snapchat, D. Brooks Comedian. I'm everywhere. I'm like oxygen. I'm everywhere. So you can find me. If you're really looking for me, you'll find me. With that being said, hey, I'm giving it back to you guys. Well, shout out to Don Jr., CEO, the winning team, Keisha, Miss Keisha, Prophesied, all you guys up in the house. I love you guys. Appreciate it, each and every one of you. Back to you, Wolf.
Love you too, brother, man. I definitely appreciate you being in here and showing up with the family, even with the situation that you're dealing with. So, gotta give you that family shout out and love. So we're going to keep it going, though. We're going to give this show the energy that it deserves. We're going to give a shout out there to Justin Brooks, man. Hey, brother, this show is for you, man. Absolutely. We love you here. We're going to keep going. Now it's time. We have to open it up. We have to do it for our global brother who's listening, that's joining us here. Who knows? He may be the next rising icon to go after his father as being the king of comedy out there in Vegas. So with that being said, you know what time it is. Super extreme family salute and shout out to the patriarch and the matriarch of the Entertainment Worldwide Network, my global brother and yours, Pastor Don Jr., CEO, accompanied by his queen, the eye in the sky, and global sister, Keisha, Miss CEO, a.k.a. Miss K. For a chance to connect with the patriarch and matriarch, the Wolf, or any of the 300 winning team members, log on to EWWNRadio.com. That's EWWNRADIO.com. Fill out your global networking database form and prepare to join your global family with revitalizing, rebuilding, and returning business, community, and family back towards its initially intended purpose. With that being said, it's time, family. Grab your pen, grab your paper, grab that plate. I have mine ready. It's clear. I got my silverware. I'm ready to go. So you know what? Without further ado, I have to remind to you, we are joined today by our global brother, first and foremost, an industry legend and humanitarian, Mr. Derek Smalls. It is an extreme pleasure having you here on the show again, my brother, and I'm so excited for what you have to share with our global family of listeners, as well as the winning team and all those who are part of the network and those who have yet to become part of. So without further ado, let's dive into it, if you will.
Hey, well, listen, let me tell you this, man. I was just so touched by God works in mysterious ways, you know. And what the young brother said about his son, you know, you got to keep believing in your trade and what you do, because you never know, you know, when your blessings can come from somewhere where you least expect it.
Absolutely.
And the fact that you gave a nice prayer for his son, I want to go one step further, because I'm in Vegas right now as we speak. So I got that T-shirt. I'm networking. I'm also partners with Mary Davis, SOS Band. So I got the T-shirt for here for that young brother to get well. I don't know how far you're away from the Strip, but you can give him my number. You can pick up the shirt for him. If I wasn't too far away and flying out of here tomorrow, I'd go to the hospital and visit him. And I got his all-access backstage pass to any Sugar Hill Grandmaster Flash concert out here in Vegas. So
that's beautiful.
Gladly, I would like to pass that on to him and hope he recovers. And I don't know how serious of a condition he's in right now, but let's pray for him.
Absolutely.
And you can feel free to call me when we hang up, so he can pick up the merchandise here. Or if I had time to visit him, I certainly would. So
I will pass that information on to him. Definitely, 100%.
Yeah, so let's do that. Let's all pray for him. Because we've always been blessed, and I was his age. I don't know how young he is in the hospital, but we were all his age at one point in time, and I've had I made a bout with tragedy myself at a young age, but by the grace of God, they pulled me out of it. And so you got to look back on your life and be thankful for where you're at today. And like I told you in our last conversation, I was fortunate enough and blessed to be surrounded by good people, good parents, and when you get that guidance and steer you the right way, and then your family passes on, you have nothing but to recollect and look back on in your life to know that you are in control of your destiny and your children's destiny. So that's what you got to be proud of today.
Absolutely. Oh man, that's my hat goes off. Huge family salute. Definitely going to get in contact with DV and get him your information and have you guys connect for that. That's huge appreciation. Definitely looking out for our family. That's what it's all about here, 100%. Let's go ahead and put some roughage on these plates and these pads real quick, brother Derek. If you will, please share a peek because I know we have a lot we're going to be covering, but for this episode, let's cover a peek into your family history background that others may not know of Mr. Derek Smalls. Your mic is hot.
Yes. Well, as I'm gonna start out in my early years, like we were saying, from birth to 10, I've experienced a lot, as a young child, and I was, like I said, I was really fortunate enough to have two parents who were teachers, and through the years, when I got up to really 5 and 6 years old, is when I started understanding who my family was and appreciating what they did for me. And, you're blessed to have two parents. You're blessed to have one, but any kid that's not fortunate enough to have either, there's still a lot of people out here that care about you. So you'll always be, surrounded with love and protection no matter what, So you got to feel that way because we have too many good people on this earth that care, just like the young man that's in the hospital now in the situation he's in. So I want his dad to think that, we're all on this station right now thinking, and that's the most important thing is praying for that young man.
Absolutely. Okay.
So I had the pleasure of my growing up, and I always looked at it as being surrounded, by love and inspiration because I was born in the Bronx, New York, and as a young man I was in Harlem, and to see a two-parent household was always a security blanket for me, because my father was highly looked at and well recognized in the neighborhood, and my mother as well. So I felt like they were the most important, factors in my life because they knew everybody and everybody knew them. So if you did something wrong, they'd tell your parents. So that's how I looked at it. But I looked at my father over the years, and still to this day, in his passing and in heaven, he was always called the mayor. And I always tried to understand, why was he so important? I didn't look at him as a athlete or this or that, but everybody knew him. So I know back in New York at 5 years old, we were taken to Yankee Stadium. We never missed a Sunday. My father was good classmates at Morgan State in Baltimore, and he was good friends with Rosie Brown. They went to school together, and Roosevelt Brown was the offensive tackle for the New York Giants all those years, Hall of Famer. So we had the pleasure of attending all the New York Giant football games, at the age of 5. I mean, I met Jim Brown, Leroy Kelly, who's who back then, and was on the field every game, never missed a Sunday in 8 years. So I had the pleasure to be with my brother, really the only black children at that pro football game on the field during that era. So we reminisce, me and my brother reminisce, about the good times we had. And this is when the Giants played at Yankee Stadium with the New York Yankees before they even moved to New Jersey. So I consider that a blessing. And just looking at the people coming on the field like the players come on the field. We would come down the tunnel, the ramp, and stuff like that. And people would just look at us, and that's what made you feel important. Like when I didn't even know what important was. I was just a fan and love of the game, and things like that. And I remember as a young child going right to center field in Yankee Stadium. If you look in the old footage and all that, where the monuments were at, you had Babe Ruth monument, Yogi Berra, Lou Gehrig, and I used to sit my butt right on Babe Ruth's statue as a 5-year-old kid, and we could think back to the things that we've done. So I just feel blessed and fortunate to have a good upbringing. And then just, it was just, like I said, I believed heavily in faith. And, as you get older, it turns into faith, and then when you walk with God, there's no one that can come between you, and I never forget one incident, as a kid, because we get into, mischievous situations and things like that, not knowing what we're really doing. And I happened to be in the park one day, and I never told my parents, and up until their death, they still didn't know this, that we used to go play in the park down the street, 165th Street in Amsterdam, and I climbed over a guardrail, which technically should have been fenced in where the location was, and I started, telling myself rock climbing, but I didn't realize until I looked down that had to be at least a 50-foot drop. So I was stuck on the ledge there, and it was the power of God that really brought me upwards without falling off that cliff, because no telling where my life would have been, totally paralyzed, injured, or even died at 6 years old. So that was probably the most scary point of my life, to know that I took that step. When I got stuck, I made a conscious decision as a 6-year-old, which I didn't know I was doing, to just calm down for a few seconds, and I took 1-2 steps up and gripped myself strong enough to pull myself over the ledge, and I've never been back to that park to this day, and I'll be 61 in October. I do plan to go back just to see, but I know the grace of God is what kept me alive to that day, because the fear factor of remembering it just tells you in your mind how fortunate you are today. That's like, these people that go around and risk their lives around the country and living right and everything else, and you get caught up in a drive-by or a different situation. Tomorrow's not promised.
Right.
When you walk right and you live right, nobody can come between you. And that's why I said I rely heavily on faith, and I'm just, proud to just share that with people. I've experienced a lot in life, as a young man, but looking back at the situation where my parents they taught emotionally disturbed kids in Rockland State, New York, Psychiatric Center, and to know the stories that they would come home and tell and then work all their lives, and was blessed enough to save their money back in the 67, actually. We were able to move to New Jersey. And I look at what they struggled all those years to provide for us, to give us a good education and better living. We bought a house in New Jersey at $22,000. So now we go as young kids, me and my brother, 2 brothers, younger brother and sister, we go to New Jersey. Now here we got a house with grass on the lawn. So we thought we had our own football field. Other than that, coming out of Harlem, going to the park was, the highlight of our career, playing with the fire hydrants. So I always say that to, say to young kids today, you mimic your parents no matter how you look at it in life. We emulate them. It's until we leave out of the house and, go out to our surroundings and explore the world and explore other kids, we got to feel great and, humble that we have people that love us, because if you don't have a support mechanism, you could be led astray. You could be a follower. My father always said, listen, I have more respect for you if you do something wrong on your own as opposed to following behind somebody else. Be a leader. Don't be a follower. Okay? Right. And, just certain things just stick with you. So like I said, I feel blessed. And then we moved to New Jersey. And, even my experiences, like I was telling you the last time when we first talked, prior to even leaving out of New York to New Jersey, I experienced as a young kid, the death of Malcolm X. And I actually lived right down the street from the Audubon Ballroom, and in particular, this happened on a Sunday, because usually we would watch the football games on Sunday, but as kids, we would go up the street, me, my brother, and cousin, and play in the little park across the street, which was right across the street from Medical Center. And during that time, we would, just being nosy as kids, they would open the doors to the Audubon Ballroom to let everybody out, like it was a speaking engagement or a church thing or a concert or whatever was taking place. So we walked up to the back of the ballroom just looking in before they let everybody out. And that's when we saw the commotion going on that caused everybody to turn around and look and see 2 people arguing or fighting in the back of the ballroom, and taking that attention away, that's when they pulled out the guns and shot Malcolm X 22 times. Now as a 6-year-old kid, that's a shock to your system, but it's in the newsreels. And then in the Malcolm X movie that Spike Lee did, at the very end of the movie, they put the actual newsreel footage at the very end. So us as young boys, we were in that. And what most people don't know to this day, the Medical Center, 168th Street, was right across the street. So they didn't even take Malcolm in an ambulance. They put him on a gurney and wheeled him right across the street to the hospital. So as a young child, to be a part of history, to know that took place. When I look back in my life, this is the block. It was almost like the Summer of Sam or a Spike Lee movie. I actually lived it. Everything happened on the block. I almost lost my life in the park there. I experienced Malcolm X's death. I went to the Catholic school next door. I was in Catholic school at 2 p.m. when I think it was on a Wednesday when President Kennedy got shot. So there's things that just, like fate, things that's just in your history, your memory. You never know where you may be at any given point in time in your life. And as you hear,
Brother Derek, let me stop you just real quick, because my family need to understand, loved ones. You really, please, I hope you're really paying close attention and you're taking notes, because this goes in hand with our meet session too, in regards to a little later on, in regards to our discussions that we have. It goes hand in hand. This is the topic also that goes along with our global brother and industry legend, Mr. Derek Smalls, is how can we know our future without knowing our beginnings, our foundation, our history? So keep that in mind while you're listening to this that he's sharing with you. And please, by all means, make sure you're taking meticulous notes, because there's a reason for it. There's a reason why he's on this platform today. There's a reason why we're pushing so hard for our community, for our homes, for our family, and for our future. So that's all I have to be said. My appreciation, my brother, and I do apologize. Your mic is hot.
No, I'm glad you put it that way, because it's not a story. Everybody has a story, and I'm such a great listener at this point in my life to hear others share their testimony and what life is about, because what happened to me only strengthened me as I got older. So to this day, I can listen to people, I can talk to people, I can give good advice, I can receive good advice. So It's not about me. I'm blessed to be on this planet to this day, and I had a stroke 12 days ago. Okay, and I'm out here in Las Vegas chilling, talking to you guys on the phone. thank God with all the blessings that, you know, I didn't have any paralysis or anything like that. I feel really good. I just got to work smarter, not harder.
Hello.
And that's where I changed my lifestyle to appreciate, you know, my friends and family. And when we get into the other parts of my life in terms of musically, how I've been around the world 4 times, I pretty much know most of the artists in the industry today, and really, you know, being accepted and given advice and still receiving advice.
Okay.
So, you know,
well, since you're transitioning into the music portion, let me ask this question. When did you know that you knew that this was what you wanted to do? Your mic is out.
Well, you know, okay, coming out of New Jersey, I was always one of those aggressive kids that, like I said, I've learned a lot in my young ages, and I've experienced a lot, you know, just from good parenting and being around people that they knew, you know, and things like that. I mean, 7, 8 years old, I was hanging out in the Baby Grand, the Red Rooster, Jock's Place in Harlem, you know, the Cotton Club. And just, you know, it's almost like, why me as such a young kid? But I've experienced a lot. When I moved to New Jersey, like I was saying, my parents were, you know, lucky enough to buy a house at $22,000. And I look today, $22,000, I spent that hanging out in a year. You know, so it just shows you the value of, you know, not only money and appreciation for what they did. They sacrificed and gave their all to make it better for us.
Absolutely.
So I moved to New Jersey. We wound up getting a house right across the street from the world-renowned Ronald Isley Brothers. Okay, and at that time, this was before they just had the record out, It's Your Thing, do what you want to do. So now, as a young kid, since I felt I had a little experience of being around celebrity football players and coming from a family that knew everybody, and, you know, I never stepped on anybody's toes. I was always a curious kid. But what benefited me the most was to pick up a book and read, you know, read a story, read about something. So I have my favorites, which I'll go into in another session. But musically was the Isley Brothers. And then once I got to the point of knowing who they were and what they were about, and the neighborhood was like everything was about them. So I had to use my common sense and my knowledge. Well, how am I going to get to meet these people? How am I going to infiltrate in my mind? You know, I'm the type of kid that no means yes. You can't tell me no. So that aggressive nature, I went out and bought myself a lawnmower, and then I went over there and cut their grass and didn't even ring the doorbell, just cut it for free. So somebody's opening the door, offering me water. Well, you know, actually, Mrs. Isley thought that her husband had hired me to do it, and vice versa. He thought that she had hired me to do it. All I knew was there were some pretty girls going in and out that door. Okay? I had daughters or whatever. So I said, well, maybe this is my ticket in to get a glass of lemonade or something. So I'm telling you, kids, don't be hesitant. Don't let fear ever cross your path. If you want to meet somebody or you want to make your presence known, there's a way to go about doing everything, you know, as a nice young man. So that was my ticket in. I cut the grass, wind up cutting it every weekend. Next thing you know, we're friends. I'm hanging out with his son, and I got accepted. So that was my foot in the door with Mr. Biggs.
Nice.
You know, so it's you know, over the years, and then just being in the neighborhood, growing up and all that, and then seeing how they progressed to their own record label, T-Neck Records, and this and that. And I mean, being in the studio and watching how they did it, and then being their son, Riondo, who passed away at 18 years old, you know, right after we finished high school with ball players and did everything else. And he had 3 daughters. He pretty much took me under his wing as a young man, you know, after the passing of his son. So one thing he told me, you know, he was like, Derek, he said, look here. He said, there's 2 ways you can go. He said, first of all, you want to be successful. He said, you either choose the streets or you surround yourself around people that have something to offer in the first place. 9 times out of 10, they rub off on you. So that stuck with me, just getting advice from somebody that's been in the industry, been there and done that. And I made the choice. I was able to do both. I did my work, did everything else I had to do, and then I had time to myself. You know, so as I grew and understood the nature of the game, then here comes my opportunity. that they gave me as a young man. I used to go there and blow the dry ice on stage with the canisters behind stage when they were performing. I was in the studio when they were recording. So I learned from the ground up, you know. But what got me is I wound up going to high school and finished high school. Then I went on to Philadelphia Community College, 2-year college, then to Temple University. So in my journeys of going to college, I always came back home on the weekends and made money, you know, working for the ICs and things like that. And I always had a trade. I had a choice in high school, either take home economics or take wood shop. I chose wood shop because I remember Jesus Christ was a carpenter. I just happened to find his.
Hello.
I was able to make me some money, go back to school, come back, hang out with the celebrities. So that was my little niche. And my key was, you know, the key to success, and I tell anybody this, is through self-motivation. If you're hungry enough for something and you want it, you can go get it. You don't have to rely on your family. You don't have to rely on everybody because they're going to be there anyway. Okay? Until you get to that age where you're a man now or you make decisions on your own, and that's when you've made your mark. They can't do any more after that. So I'm blessed to just, you know, lead a good life in a straight path, a straight and narrow, and there's a lot of directions I could have went. I chose not to because I made my own decisions. And so I'm just happy at that early age, you know, so like I said, network and know and meet the right people, and through them I had the pleasure of, you know, being around a Diana Ross, a Barry White, you know, Grady, Sanford and Son. I mean, you name it, Marvin Gaye. Because artists interchange. When they would travel and go do shows out of town rather than stay in hotels, they'd go stay with this artist or this celebrity, cookouts, pool parties.
Right.
I had to see everybody come to their house, and I never, the one I most sticks in my mind to this day was Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye came into town, had a concert at the Continental Arena where the New Jersey Nets played. Tour bus pulls up. He comes to Ronald Isley's house. They had a big party for him. And I'm looking at this guy. I'm like, well, who's this straggly-looking guy with this beard and this red cap on? I'm like, this is him? But that evening, everybody was at the house going to the concert. We get to the concert's for ladies only, okay, with Marvin Gaye doing Distant Lover. I know who he is now, okay? Marvin had all the women there. I mean, and you name it. I had all the backstage passes. It's just an honor to see that. And I only say that to say, when most kids today, you know, honor your craft, concentrate on what you do, you know, and do it to your best of your ability. I was just blessed enough to be born around it and see the people that laid down the foundation and the groundwork of music. Right. And, you know, another question, we'll get into how, from the Isley Brothers, I became a member of the Sugar Hill Gang.
Okay, hold on, Brother Derek. Before we get into, because that's where I really wanted to get into in regards to how it came about with you and the Sugar Hill Gang, and then we're going to go, but we got to pay some bills real quick. Before we do that, I know you guys are excited, family, and you guys are coming on. I see everybody coming and hitting the lines and lighting up the dashboard, and I know you want to be able to talk and comment, and you're going to, but we got to pay these bills. You know we got to keep it going, so in order to do that, let's go ahead and take care of that, and then we'll come back and continue with our industry legend and global brother and humanitarian, Mr. Derek Smalls. We'll be right back after these messages.
Entertainment, worldwide, network. We on live, we in your speakers, and on your mind. 10 o'clock, we on time. Move around. Hey, now move around. Hey, now move around. Hey. It's Just Will, Black Pearl Entertainment artist, newly signed to I Am Jesus Records. You're listening to the Entertainment Worldwide Network with Don Jr., CEO. Coming to you live. This is business, so pay attention.
Yo, it's your boy LV the Slap Fiend, and I'm over here chilling with my guy, the plug, Don Jr., CEO, Entertainment Worldwide Network Radio. You dig?
What's good, homie? This your boy Big D. This your folk checking traps. This your peeps Captain Mac.
Holla at your boy Boss Lena.
It's your boy Brick Boy Rico.
It's your boy Joe Dirt.
Hey, yo, what up? It's your boy Buddha, a.k.a. Buddy Mouse.
Yo, what's good? This is Vid Percy Jones.
And Big Cell is now in your area.
Yo, this your boy Mr. Amsterdam.
It's your girl Lady Duet.
It's just Rich Cates.
This your bro JT, Mr. Guaranteed the Rick.
Yo, this your dude Insane G.
What up? This your boy Jihad, a.k.a. J Hood.
Yo, this your folks Young Birds.
Yo, this your folk GB Cooley.
Yo, this is Mike G Jungle. Hey, what it do? It's your boy Size Money.
This your boy Big Chad Domingo.
Bye-bye, salute the big dog. This your boy Jay Futuristic.
This your folk Lil Raheem. You did.
I am Geronimo Bills, off the deep end, getting blessings, Wives Life Records, and you're listening to the Entertainment Worldwide Network with Don Jr., the CEO, coming to you live.
Hey, what it do? This is Charlie Boy, the versatile child.
You're listening to the hottest radio station.
Fashion is so seductive. Live.com. Log on to SoSeductiveLive.com.
So Seductive Live has the best apparel from Gucci, Prada, Fendi, Guess, Rolex, Nike, Tiara Michelle, True Religion, Louis Vuitton.
Greetings. I'm Miss K, CEO and founder of So Seductive Shoes and Fashion. I started my company to keep you informed. Log on to SoSeductiveLive.com. I believe in fashion, so Seductive is fun and needs to be seen. I want to inspire people just like you. I want someone to look at me and say, because of you, I didn't give up. Log on to SoSeductiveLive.com. I am Miss K, CEO and founder of So Seductive Shoes and Fashion. You can find me on your favorite social network at Keisha Miss CEO. Log on to SoSeductiveLive.com.
There's a lot to learn in the music business, and without a teacher, it gets even harder and very costly. Introducing the Green Dragon Record-Breaking Blueprint. Don Jr., CEO of the Entertainment Worldwide Network, has put together a detailed book to take your career to the next level in the entertainment business. The Green Dragon Record-Breaking Blueprint will teach you the do's and don'ts of the entertainment industry, starting from the beginning to the end. The Green Dragon Record-Breaking Blueprint covers the topics of business plan, logo design, CD design layout, sales, radio airplay, CD marketing strategies, massive emailing, CD sales one-sheet, press kit, media kit, online media kit, internet marketing, MP3 online distribution, hip-hop blog sites, hip-hop magazines, hip-hop DVDs, mixtapes, street teams, music publishing and royalties, music lawyers, tour booking, and more. The Green Dragon Record-Breaking Blueprint is available only by contacting Don Jr., CEO at 818-358-5722 or email donjrceo@gmail.com.
Network. We on live. We in your speakers. Ain't on your mind. 10 o'clock. We on time. Move around. Hey, now move around. Hey, now move around. Hey.
Welcome back. You're listening to your global brother and host, The Wolf, on the Entertainment Worldwide Network on Talented Titanium Tuesday, accompanied by the winning team. Once again, recap, our special guest and global brother and humanitarian and industry legend, Mr. Derek Smalls, is in the building joining us today and providing our meat. But before we continue to go back, as we initially had indicated before a commercial break, I did give my word as a global brother and family member to our brother D Brooks. Give him an opportunity to be able to pop back here on the line and give us a brief rundown of what happened with his son so that we exactly all know what to pray about and stand in agreement upon. So with that being said, DB, your mic is hot.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Once again, my name is D Brooks, comedian. I'm a comedian all over, but I'm based out of Las Vegas, Nevada. And not only do I do comedy, but I have my hands in a lot of other things as well. So my son was he was in the streets, but I just pulled him out of that, and I started to get him into the entertainment industry with myself. So he just started Brooks Promotion, which is under Brooks Entertainment. So he was doing good, and what had happened, he ended up at the wrong place at the wrong time, and he was shot in his head. There was 4 people. One person did the shooting. The other 2 people, they passed away. And, my thought, prayers go out to their families. And my son, he made it through. So I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. And I'm here by his bedside every day, just trying to wait till he gets stronger, because we were doing another radio show on Rise Radio, which is, you can get on the TuneIn app, which I was going to do with my son and my other daughters. Matter of fact, our first guest will be Albie Shore and his son Quincy. I didn't know until the research that P. Diddy raised Albie Shore's son, and we're going to be interviewing him. But when my son gets stronger and gets better, he's going to be on the show with us. And I just wanted to give you guys a rundown, and I appreciate the winning team, Wolf, Don Jr. CEO, Mr. Derek Small, a big shout-out. And thank you all for your prayers and your concerns. Back to you, Wolf.
Absolutely, my brother. Hey, we love you, appreciate you, and respect you and your grind and your family 100%. I'm going to be in contact with you after the show. I don't know if you got word of what our brother Derek Smalls had indicated. However, I will update you with that further and what he is going to provide and is providing to you and your son. So, once again, huge respect and appreciation to you and the family, as well as all of our global family and the winning team, as well as our industry legend, humanitarian, and global brother, Mr. Derek Smalls. All right, brother. So now it's time to get into it. I'm ready. My plate has been moved over with the little vittles we just touched on. I'm ready. Let's get into how did you come about where you got into the Sugar Hill Gang and those journeys. Your mic is hot.
Yes. And, like I said, a path, I could almost say that, life is not guaranteed. Life is not written. And I feel for that, but I always believed in myself. And like I said, with good parenting, and I put myself in a position to be around people who had something to offer. So I was always a student of the game and learning. And the experience that I had and being with I was there one day, and they were neighbors. Across the street was Sylvia Robinson, the matriarch who started rap music with Rappers Delight. Okay, Sylvia being a singer herself, she wrote the song Dirty Dancing with platinum 11 million times. Okay, she found love on a two-way street by the Moments. So she was a writer-producer, and then, they used to share when the Isleys would come back off the road, being neighbors, they would come over there and stuff like that. So one day, this particular day, she came over and sat there with Ronald, and I was fooling around with beats and things at the time and stuff like that, and Ronald took an interest into my music and stuff like that. So Sylvia actually heard a song that I did while she was over there called Time to Get Busy. And I just wrote some verses and put some music to it. I had no reflections, no connections, no illusions, no confusions, no aggressions, no confessions, no superstitions, because we are on a mission. Time to get busy. So that was something that I wrote catchy and funky beat, and every day she would come over there. And at this particular time, I hadn't met her sons were, Joey Robinson and Leland Robinson and the Sugar Hill Gang. They happened to be over in Europe touring at that time when Mike Tyson fought Buster Douglas, and that's when Buster Douglas beat Mike. So I hadn't met any of her sons yet. She took an interest in my music so much that she wound up signing me to a recording contract, and I hadn't even met anybody yet. But yet, as the only young kid hanging out with the Isleys and the likes of Sylvia and those peers, I was always that fly on the wall where, people just accepted me for being around and, like I said, learning and just being, knowledgeable and taking it all in. So at the time when the guys came back from overseas, you got to remember that Rapper's Delight was the first song where nobody believed in rap. And that's what I tell these kids today that's doing this music today. There wouldn't be any rap if it wasn't for the Sugar Hill Gang. The reason being is, number one, Frankie Crocker and Tom Joyner, the hottest DJs at that time back in the day, they wouldn't play rap music on the radio. They said it was a fad. It would never make it. So when you discourage somebody to that degree and she believed in it, then Sugar Hill did what they had to do to get that record played. And that's what's going to come out in the movie, is Sugar Hill story. So you'll hear the real deal, how the song got played.
Nice.
I'll tell you one word, the mob. Okay, so enjoy the movie, and you'll know how the rap business got started. So when I hear these kids today saying and thinking, you don't know where you're going till you know where you've been. Okay?
Hello.
It's going to be very interesting. Like I said, I got love for everybody out here today trying to do it. They're just doing it a different way, and understanding the nature. But you can't change history no matter how you look at it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
People have always told me that. You cannot reinvent the wheel. What I learned is how to put a little rubber on it. That's all I did.
Hello. Let's go on out here, Brother Derek, and get some of the family members here to be able to chime in on what you've shared so far and be able to ask or pose them a question directly if they are so inclined to do so and you're willing to accept. So with that being said, let's go on out here. We're going to go out as we did in the beginning. I'm going to read out your first 6 numbers. Be ready, please, because time is definitely a respected commodity. We do not get it back, so we want to respect our brother's time and show appreciation and be ready. So with that being said, I'm going to go out to the line, 850-469. Once again, that's 850-469. Please, again, for those who just came online, give your name, brief background, some of your history or her story, depending upon who's talking, as well as your contact information, and then comment on what we've heard so far from the industry legend and humanitarian, our global brother, Mr. Derek Smalls, or pose a question if you choose to do so. Your mic is hot.
Hi, everyone. Again, this is Edna. I'm representing Raven Salve. She's an artist. She's an actor. She's a model. She started a nonprofit organization called Women Against Rape and Domestic Violence. We have our contact information is 850-293-2063. She is on all social media sites. You go to her website, is the hub. Is www.ravensalve.net. You go to that website, you will be able to reach her and find her anywhere. Now, I have to do my shout-outs because I didn't do it the first time, so I'm definitely not going to miss this opportunity this time. I got to give a shout-out to Pastor Don Jr., to Miss Keisha, to you, Wolfane, to Philo, to Dark Shade. I tell you, the list is just growing and growing and growing, and definitely Dark Solutions. And I tell you, I am so elated and so ecstatic just to be a part of the winning team. And prayers go out to you, D. Brooks, and your son. I hate it happened, but God is in control, and you must and always believe that. And Mr. Derek Smalls, I am learning a lot from you. You have a lot of history in the years that you've been on this earth, and you can be an inspiration. You are an inspiration, I'm sure, to a lot of people just to have been in the presence of someone like Malcolm X, although you were young. Just to be in the presence of a man of that caliber is just mind-blowing to me because, in those times how things were and how they were going in New York at that time, it's just amazing to me that you are one of the ones that's living to tell the story about what happened and how it actually happened and to actually be a part of that. I just want to, encourage you to keep encouraging entertainers such as Raven Salve. She's young. She's upcoming. She has a lot of learning to do, and she has a long road ahead of her. But when I relate to her what I learned on these calls, she's learning with me, although she's not on the calls. But I make sure that she gets a chance to read over my notes and just hear what I have to say so that she can be a part of the winning team, although she is not here to listen to the calls. So I'm just going to just sit back and listen and continue to learn and get the knowledge that you have to impart. Back to you, Wolf.
Go ahead, brother.
Hey, Wolf, you know what? Yeah, when people saying what's so interesting about the program, and I got to go thank, Brother Willie and Pastor Don for just networking me to bring me to the point of view. Something that just struck me that the young lady just mentioned about her daughter, and I briefly, if you remember, Wolf, I sent you an email the other day. Which I want to do for this young lady and her daughter.
Okay.
Make sure to get my number and my email.
Okay.
Because I'm in Las Vegas right now with my partner. We just started that Family Unity Combats Domestic Violence program that I sent you.
Right.
So I would like to offer her and her daughter not only to participate in it, we're going to do a 20-city tour, and I can guarantee her daughter to be a part of it and sing on the tour. So I would like for her.
Oh my gosh!
Information.
Absolutely.
I will send her the email when we're finished on the air here, so she can read up on it. Take my personal number. If I may ask you, where are they located? I forgot where they said they're located.
Your line is hot, and you can respond.
Yes, we're in Pensacola, Florida.
Pensacola?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, that's my boy Roy Jones Jr. right there, Pensacola. That's not a problem. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Roy Jones, Emmett Smith, Peggy Scott Adams. The list goes on and on and on. Pensacola has bred some very talented people.
Oh, that's right. I got the picture with me and Roy Jones. That's my buddy. Okay. So I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. What I want to share with you, I will send you an email and my personal phone number. We're starting off the domestic violence program in Columbia, South Carolina, with the help of Mayor Benjamin. South Carolina is the #1 state in the country for domestic violence. Las Vegas is 2 or 3. So a lot of cities we put in touch with our program, and with the grace of God and these sponsors that we're having, we also have 2 501c3s. So this is nothing that we're seeking from anybody. We're going to provide. We're going to make sure the artists are taken care of and give them that experience, because everybody has a testimony. There's so many singers and friends that have been through the domestic violence struggle that we're bringing this to the forefront. And that's something I'm highly a part of at this point in my life right now. I have 2 daughters and 2 grandbabies. And so, I'm an advocate for that, because ain't nothing going to happen as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
But that's my concern. So let's share information. I'm going to give you the details, and you're now a part of our team.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, huge family salute and respect. And since you brought that up, and we're here, I was going to do it a little later, but since you brought it up, I'm going to go ahead and to the family that are all online. Once again, that was Family Unity Combats Domestic Violence Tour. Okay. Now we are going to be looking for various individuals to get in contact and to potentially speak with Mr. Derek Smalls in regards to potential participation, sponsorship, or even speak on behalf of this domestic violence movement across the nation, in hopes of not only bringing to light solutions, conversations, and a forum to combat these statistics across the country. And this is starting off, the tour is to ensure an outreach of awareness for domestic violence, first and foremost in South Carolina, being as that it has been rated the #1 state in the country for domestic violence. And that's just ridiculous. That has to stop. And it's with family members and humanitarians such as our global brother, Mr. Derek Smalls, who is heading this up and is doing an excellent job with being able to bring these type of events and awareness to our global community, that it's just an honor to be able to speak and share that here on the line on the Entertainment Worldwide Network. And we just definitely, please, if you know anybody or know someone that could potentially benefit or even needs to be there at this event, they don't have to necessarily speak about the incident themselves or what went on. However, I believe it will be something that will be well worth the time to be around like individuals who've not only gone through it as well, but are here just as strong and as courageous as you are, that are still here, that have gone through something of this caliber. So with that being said, huge salute, appreciation. I will definitely get the information to you, Brother Derek, of Edna and Raven Solvay in regards to the information for the Family Unity. And it's definitely my appreciation to be able to make that connection for our global family. Absolutely.
Yes. And I appreciate it because I'm listening to what everybody else has to say, and it just takes one thing that lights a spark up in me, and we're just sitting here looking at each other like, what does she say, domestic violence? And my Aunt Edna, her name is Edna as well, so that's a plus for you.
There it is there. Let's keep going out here. Let's go out here. Some more family members, give them a chance to be able to chime in and either ask a question or comment on what's already been said so far. So keep in mind, once again, be aware, be ready. We appreciate our time with our global brother as well as one another because there's one commodity we cannot get back. So without further ado, we're going back out to the next line. We're going out to, let's go over here to 331-452. Once again, that's 331-452. Please introduce who you are, where you're calling out of, what city and state, a little bit of background, your contact information, and comment or chime in with our industry legend, humanitarian, and global brother, Mr. Derek Smalls. Your mic is hot.
My name is Andre Williams, Music Man. I'm from the Chi-Town, Chicago. I want to say shout out to the winning team, definitely the winning team. Mr. Derek Smalls, I want to say a prayer for your son and hope that everything gets much, much better for him. And that's real talk.
That was for that's for D. Brooks, brother.
Okay.
Yep.
Stand to be corrected. And
we all brothers from another mother.
Amen.
Okay.
Amen.
Anyway, I have 21 songs out. I'm on Spotify, iTunes, all over the country, all social media under Andre Williams, Music Man, and Ecstasy. I sing with 2 females. You know, we do our concerts. We do everything. You know, have videos up on YouTube and Andre Williams, Music Man. As a matter of fact, along with myself, Edna, Raven, Suave, and the rest of our crew, you know, I wanted to tell you, we have a video up right now on domestic violence. If you go to YouTube, it's an Andre Williams, Music Man, and it's animated. It's called Domestic Violence. And it gives a portrayal with all the numbers, everything for context across the country for victims under domestic violence. So I would like for you to check that out when you get a chance also. I want to give a shout-out to DJ Pastor Don Jr., definitely the Woods vein, and First Lady Keisha, and also Edna and Raven Suave. My songs are R&B, hip-hop. I'm in the studio right now. We're working on, you know, some stepper stuff. I got love songs, funk, rock. We do it all. I got, you know, you can check it out. We just so I've been down for the count. I had somewhat of a cold, but it's like I haven't been on the line in the last week or so, but I'm back. And I am so happy to hear exactly what's going on right at this moment. And every time that we're on the line with the winning team. And there's much love to everyone. And hey, we're just going to keep it moving forward and keep it positive. And much love. Thank you.
Huge family appreciation, respect, love to you and to the camp and to the family and Dark Solutions and everybody. 100% appreciate you being part of the winning team, the network, as well as our underlining mission for rebuilding, revitalizing, and resurrecting our community, our business sectors, our families, as well as individual development. So huge appreciation to you as well, brother. I got to go out here. Let's see. 678-983. Once again, 678-983. Please introduce who you are, where you're calling out of, what city and state, a little bit about your background, contact information, and interact. And comment on what's been said or even pose a flat question to our brother, Mr. Derek Smalls. Your mic is hot.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, maybe we don't hear him, Wolf. But, Wolf, can I make a comment with the last brother, too, until this gentleman comes on?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
I want, another thing. Here's another person. When he's talking about the Chi-Town, my business partner right now, an accountant, is from Chicago. I had the pleasure of spending a lot of time there. My cousin lived on Lakeshore Drive. Mm-hmm. We'll get into, that celebrity of all in a minute. But I want to share that with him with the domestic violence thing. Make sure I get his information because we're going to Chicago as well. Right. And I would like to work with him and his music and what he has to offer with the domestic violence program. See, what I didn't tell Edna as well, we're not just going in to do this for the money. It's not the money. We have 2 501c3s. We're approaching this with over $3 million to support domestic violence cause. We have some of the biggest sponsors in the world.
Right.
Now, what's happening was that we're actually going to do a major concert with artists like the Isley Brothers, Charlie Wilson, Stevie Wonder, Patti LaBelle. We got so many commitments from major artists. That's going to be the major concert at the end of the month, the last week of that month when we go into that city. 3 weeks prior to that, we're going to bring the women out of the shelters, and we're going to do a ballroom setting. So women of empowerment, encouragement, beautification, mentoring programs for artists that have been there and done that, and just help motivate them and get them ready mentally and physically 3 weeks prior to the major concert. And that's their ticket and invitation to enjoy and be around, people of substance, to help motivate and, enlighten them that this will no longer happen in their life. So that's our movement. It's not just coming in there, doing a concert and leaving. No, we're staying there 3 weeks prior to every event. So, and with the help of the mayors and things of that nature, the public is welcome, and it's going to benefit everybody. So we're just with the first 20 cities. But, everybody that can come, I don't care how close or how far away you are, we will make sure you get to those events in your city. Okay?
Amen.
So make sure he gets my information. I would like to talk to him about his music, if I could be of help with what he's doing production-wise, artist-wise. That's a whole nother, in the time that I'll be speaking with you on the next 3 sessions. It'll be very beneficial for him as well.
Amen. All right. So I will take care of that, and I will give that information and pass on the information to Brother Andre, Music Man, as well. And we're definitely going to have a conversation, Brother Derek, after the show today as well, so that we can make sure that we get everything, all our ducks in a row, so that nobody is left out or overlooked in relations to what we've been discussing about here in participation on the show today. Let's see. So let's try it one more time. Let's go 678-983. Once again, that's 678-983. Your mic is hot.
Hi, my name is Latasha Bailey. I am an artist, singer-songwriter. I'm from South Carolina, and I pretty much know who Mr. Derek Smalls is. He's been a major help to me thus far. Actually found him by default, and I'll leave it at that. But he's been a major, major help to me at this point in my career, and just really guiding me and giving me a lot of advice on what I need to do and kind of what's next. So I'm really, really thankful for that.
All right. Well, go ahead and give your contact information out. I don't know if I missed it. I do apologize, but with city and state again, and just go ahead and network. Comment on what you've already heard with Brother Derek, or even pose a polite, professional question, if you will. Your mic is hot.
Sure, no problem. So,
Latasha, I'm gonna stop you right there. And
okay.
And I'll let all our young lady who's out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and I was put in touch with her. She is now a current artist high on my list of artists to work with. And I recently put her in touch with one of the artists I'm coming out with now, a gentleman named Mac out of Atlanta, Georgia. Right now I'm based in Atlanta, and I got some real good talent there. And that's how I feel about her, or people that are really trying and don't know how to break into the industry. Like, everybody can be an artist, but you can come in as a writer, you can come in as a producer. There's a lot of ways, so I don't discourage anybody. Give you an example. When I was in L.A. with the Isley Brothers, I had a little production office there, and people would send tapes and send me songs. I got these 2 young brothers out of Cleveland, Ohio, didn't know what to do with their career, and they had bad management. So they had this song called Deeper Baby, and I listened to the song. I really felt it, and they did a heck of a job on it, but they were stuck in that position. So I took them as writer-producers and turned around and sold the song to Silk, and Silk did Deeper Baby, and it went gold. So now these guys are going out here doing the song, and this is the song we wrote for Silk, and that's how it started their career. So don't let anybody tell you that you can't make it, or there's not a market for this, there's not a market for that. I've taken groups overseas and put their stuff out and came right back into the city that they lived in as an import and sold records. So this world and this market is too big for anybody to discourage you and tell you no. We can turn no into yes easily, with the right, spirit, feeling. Do what you do best. Get in the studio and concentrate on what you do, and then get the product out there to the right people that can do something for you. Don't try to do it yourself. It's too big. And that's what we're working with Letitia, and I can't wait to get back to Atlanta and get in the studio with her, because you will hear her real soon. I'll make sure.
Yeah.
And you gonna get the first airplay, Wolf.
Hey, salute.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Go ahead, sister.
Yeah, well, and currently I already have a single that's out. It's called Heartbeat. So as far as the social media, you guys can always reach me on Instagram at Latasha Bailey Music. You can find me on Facebook. It's going to be the same thing, Latasha Bailey Music or Latasha Bailey. You can also find me on Twitter as L Bailey Music. So it is out there. Like I said, the new single that's already been released is called Heartbeat. And if you just look it up on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, Google Play, and pretty much anything digital media is out there.
All right. Huge salute. Family appreciation, respect, and love to you, my global sister. Definitely, please don't go nowhere. Definitely appreciate you being here on the family line and gathering with all the loved ones here on the network on Talented Titanium Tuesday upon the Entertainment Worldwide Network. Huge appreciation to you. Got to take one more call, and then we got to pay some bills, and then we're going to come back here and finish up and continue on with our global brother, industry legend, and humanitarian, Mr. Derek Smalls. And then we're going to have, that's right, don't forget about it, we're going to have some meat in the discussion that coincides with what our brother talked about earlier, as well as some mystery music. That's right, we don't just give all the food, we give you a moment so it can digest, and then we can sit back and sail off into some good titanium. Oh my goodness, I'm just excited. I'm eager to get into it, but let me go ahead and compose myself. What's going on here? Remember, the process, procedure, call out your number. Please be ready. Time is of the essence. 513-620. Once again, that's 513-620. Give your name, what city and state you're calling from, brief background, your contact information, and go ahead and comment on what you've heard so far with our brother Derek Smalls, or pose a professional brief question. Your mic is hot.
Yes, my name is Will Gooden Jr., a.k.a. JG the Traveler. I'm a music and video producer based in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm also a writer. The novel Ray Laurie and Don will be available soon on Amazon. Check me out on YouTube under Temporal Flux, or you can give me a call or both. Give me a call at 513-612-1947. And what I've heard, Mr. Smalls, you have empowered many, including myself, with your story and your background, and even in influencing the next generation of artists, including myself.
Yes, that's very interesting. And you, right off the bat, you say the right things. You from Cincinnati. Most of the old school artists, the Isley Brothers, Ohio Players, Charlie Wilson, they're from Ohio. I got an artist right now that I manage, a cappella. I don't know if you heard of him. He's out of Cincinnati. He got me hooked on the Bengals every year. So I do want to share that information and with knowledge you may have and what you're trying to do as well. So make sure you get my contact, get my email, and get everything you can from me. And that's one of the cities I know we're coming to as well. So if we can network and do something together, we certainly will.
I will pass that information on to him. Absolutely, Derek.
Feel free to call me.
Absolutely. I will pass that information on to JG the Traveler. Happily do so on behalf of our global brother and industry legend, Mr. Derek Smalls. And with that being said, I hate to go away, but you know what? We got to definitely make sure we take care of bills, and because without paying bills, this will not be able to continue on, and I'll be able to miss all my global family, and I just can't have that. So let's go ahead and take care of our responsibilities, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Entertainment, worldwide, network. We online, we in your speakers, and on your mind. 10 o'clock.
general heat. And it's time to unite all of our people from around the country together to save the children and feed the hungry here in America. Put It Down Entertainment's Bo Jones sings his heart out on his latest single, Save the Children. America, we need to work together. There are hungry adults and children all over the country, from city to city, from state to state. Let's save the children and feed the hungry here. And for more information about Save the Children, Feed the Hungry campaign, you can contact Don Jr. CEO at 818-358-5722.
Calling all record labels, writers, R&B singers, gospel singers, and entertainers. Are you looking for beats, mixing, and mastering, and the best production at the best rate? Call Geronimo Bills at 317-987-8365. That's Geronimo Bills, 317-987-8365. For more details, log on to wiseliferecords.com. WYZELYFERECORDS.com. Wise Life Records is your full-service music and production studio. Wise Life Records has everything you need for your next hit single or album. Call Geronimo Bill.
In this global marketplace, your brand, product, or service has to stand out. The internet has changed our lives forever. Everything you need is at your fingertips. Just click or tap and you're there. Now is the time to put a new image on your company. Our website design professionals have been satisfying clients for over 8 years. Website starting at $299. Web brand consulting, $199. Web hosting, $99 per year. For all your website needs, call Don Jr. CEO, 818-358-5722.
Work. We online. We in your speakers. Ain't on your mind. 10 o'clock. We on time. Move around. Hey. Now move around. Hey. Now move around. Hey.
Welcome back. Once again, you're listening to your global brother and host, The Wolf, on the Entertainment Worldwide Network, on this week's episode of Talented Titanium Tuesday, accompanied by the winning team. And once again, our special guest on today's show is none other than the industry legend and humanitarian himself, our global brother, Mr. Derek Smalls. Okay, so you know what? I gotta get back into it real quick. So where we had left off at with all the stuff that we're going on, which you know what? They're not unaccustomed to it, because we always promote here upon the Entertainment Worldwide Network. Always be ready. Always have your plan A, B, C, and D, because you never know what life might have for you or what kind of circumstance may arise. Always have contingency plans, because we always throw curves here on the network so that we make sure that you're prepared for any type of alterations within the procedures that we go upon. So with that being said, we've had so many alterations and turns a little bit in regards to interactions, but they're all for the good. It's definitely a plus all the way across the board. But I want to turn just a little bit more before we go back in. We go ahead into the mystery music feedback session. I want to go into where we can share with our global family, Brother Derek, on some challenges, because we all hear about what have we gone through and the successes and the things that we had to, and you did touch on some things that you had dealt with, and definitely for the grace of God, that God has seen you as well as family members through it, as He's done a lot of us. But I want to be able to share in relation to your profession. What were some type of challenges that you had to face, and what assisted you with dealing with these particular challenges? Your mic is on.
Okay. Yeah, well, you know what? The key was I found that just, not trying to know it all and do it all. You got to network with people in the industry. You got to be a good listener. You got to take suggestions. I would say look up in the media realm. Yearly, there's a calendar of events. I went to the Audio Engineers Convention. I went to the Taxi Convention in L.A. I'm out here in Las Vegas now, and I recommend to everybody, it's called CCTV, Convention Center News. Put your music, put yourself out there, what you do, your likes. These are outlets that don't really cost you a lot of money to network, to get your name out there. And the best social media avenue I joined was called BuzzRay. It's where you see people getting so many hits on formats like YouTube or, Facebook, this and that. The advertisers pay those budgets. Now, you can get paid, on the amount of likes. Like, so if you sign up with BuzzRay and your social media page, for instance, Facebook, people on that, but those people are making money. Everybody throws everything on YouTube and what's the other one? Facebook and SoundCloud and stuff like that. This is called monetizing. It's a business, monetizing your assets. So the more likes that you get on a page, the advertisers put those dollars to that area because they want to sell you product. But you can get paid for that. And that's what a lot of people don't know. So it's called BuzzRay. And no matter how many likes, keep getting likes on your page. Likes is important because that just shows the traffic that you're getting on your network. And you can get a check for that when you sign up. So that's one avenue. I would always say, people look at when you go for a record deal or record companies, there's no more running up in the record companies like back in the day because you got a nice record, this and that. They wanted you to help create a buzz. They want to see you doing 50,000 units in your neighborhood. Create that local media buzz. Just like J. Cole took the step, how he got discovered. J. Cole went to a Kanye West concert. And because everybody knew J. Cole in the town and what he did and the name he made for himself locally, he got up and started rapping right in the middle of Kanye West's show. And to have that kind of nerve to do something like that, not saying it was a risk, but it was a risk that paid off. And because he got so much attention in the crowd, Kanye stopped what he was doing. Like, well, who was this brother? Because he had the nerve enough to do it, he met him, and then he passed it on to Jay-Z. That's how J. Cole got on. So sometimes it takes a risk factor or a moment that could just, spurn your career, like Stephanie Mills, if you want to go back in the day. She was singing in the shower with the window open. Somebody walked past her window and heard her sing. So there's a lot of different ways. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't. But in terms of the average situation and just doing beats and mixtapes and stuff like that, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, it's just getting it into the right hands with somebody that could do something for you. So I'm saying anybody that loves social media or digital media today, okay, create those numbers. Get on some situations that can pay you, okay, for your body of work. So they're out there, and if you care to know more about it, feel free to get my number from Brother Wolf, and I could share a lot more of this with you. But right off the bat, it's called BuzzRay, and they're out in California. I signed a deal with them last year at the, convention. So attending conventions, anything related to music, I advise that because you will always meet somebody, and you always learn something there. And that's what I have to, say about that. Other than that, feel free. If you got talent, my ears are open. If I can't do something for you, I certainly know who can, and I'm willing to pass it on. All right, so let's stay in touch with everybody. I like what I'm hearing.
Absolutely, brother. Well, before I go back into and we covered the different challenges that you had dealt with, let's go into some meat. Let's go into the meat that coincides with what you had discussed about earlier. And today's meat for discussion upon today's topic is how can we know our future without knowing our beginnings, our foundation, or our history? Okay, we need to understand the importance of history. Now, knowing our history or the history of our culture or our kind, it's important because it helps us to know who we are while molding our future. If we're familiar with our past events, they give us the ability not only to learn from past mistakes, but also from the successes. History is a general term, but it includes many specific studies such as military history, ethnic history, music history, film history. I mean, these are just examples I'm giving you so that you can relate to different platforms rather than just one. And to quote, if I can, quote Edmund Burke. He says, people will not look forward to posterity who never look backward to their ancestors. So there in itself, we all have different gems around if we're willing to just open a book, willing to seek out information that we don't know, or just quiet our personal selves and be able to just listen rather than speak, because a lot of times we will miss those different clues, those different landmarks, those different jewels, if you will, to be able to better ourselves, as well as let us know who we are and what we have to contribute to the underlying success, as well as edification of our youth, our future, and our global family as a whole. Brother Derek, your mic is hot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we're touching back, and just to give, the listeners a little idea of, I'm so overwhelmed. Like I said, I've been blessed, and by the grace of God, I was brought up in such an extraordinary family, and, I don't say much about it because I've lived it, but I can share that with you, and I'm proud to this day. I just recently attended Muhammad Ali's funeral, and that was a year ago, last month. And I say that to say Muhammad Ali had 9 children, 2 boys and 7 girls. Beautiful family. He is a Muslim brother, raised his kids right, believed in, his beliefs, and you all know the history of Muhammad Ali. His second oldest daughter is my first cousin. So I've been around Ali and the family since the 60s. So to, actually stand there with him, talk to him, be at his camp, watch him box, watch him get ready to fight George Foreman, Joe Frazier, this and that, and how much of not just a humanitarian he was, how much of a family man he was, and how funny he was. And to just look at me like a son or a kid and be playful and everything else, and here I am, bigger than him. I'm like, this is Muhammad Ali? So, I had the pleasure of wow, not just overwhelmed. I took it with stride because I never felt that I wasn't important. And I say that to say, going back into history, and I'll give you one name, and I tell, like we spoke, Brother Wolf, I come up from a historical family, and the name is Captain Robert Smalls. That's my great-great-grandfather.
Right.
You Wikipedia that name. I'm presently on a movie project of his life. Captain Robert Smalls now has a wing in the National African American Museum in Washington, D.C., which I'll be there from the 16th to the 18th, and I'll tell you a little bit about him. But my great-great-grandfather, the movie I titled that we're working on, the movie project, is called Before Martin, and solely before. This is civil rights before there was civil rights. Robert Smalls was the one that convinced Abraham Lincoln to allow 5,000 black soldiers into the United States Army. He also was the first 5-term congressman from the state of South Carolina, and he also started the Republican Party in South Carolina, which people don't know was the original Democratic Party. So when I look back in history and know that I'm a part of a legacy that in South Carolina now, the middle school is named Robert Smalls Middle School. The Highway 171 is named after him. He's under the historical registry, and the 56 acres of land that he left to the family, I'm part owner of that. So I'm truly blessed to go back into the 1800s of history, that this is what somebody did at 5'5", leave a legacy for his family and his children to carry on. And that's what gives me my strength to just not only realize, as an African American, where you came from, to know where you're at and where you may be going. So I'm just, it's just instilled into me to do something positive. So you don't have to come from a rich family or a family of historical figures or be around celebrities all your life. You're a celebrity. You're a wise person. You have beautiful parents no matter what. Nobody can tell you or stagnate your growth, but you just have to believe in you. And it doesn't help to reach out to people like Wolf and you know, brothers, Doctor, you know, Pastor, and my buddy around the country. And I say, you know, just learn all the knowledge you can and feel free to tell your story and talk to people, just of encouragement, because your day is going to come. Everybody has a plan that's written for you, you know, in the eyes of the Lord, and you just have to follow that. You just have to believe in yourself, you know, just think positive. It took me 60 years to get to the point where I learned some knowledge, and I'm still learning about myself. Okay, but I'm also networking and sharing what I believe and what I see in other people. It doesn't take a lot. Like the few listeners, she explained about her daughter and domestic violence. I picked up on that. He explained in Cincinnati what he's doing with music and domestic violence. Stuff like that touches me. Now we partners. You know, I got some interest. You got something to share. So you never know when somebody's picking up on something you may say, and you have to believe that. That's the key to success is through self-motivation. You can save a lot of time in your life, you know, by just reaching out. Don't waste your life. You know, I tell people what I know now, had I known it 20 years ago, I'd be living next door to Michael Jackson. Okay, rest in peace. But, you know, that's it. You know, like I said, you got to have a love for people, love for your family, and you got to have good friends. Don't let anybody take that away from you. That's worth more than money.
Amen. And once again, I'm going to say it again. I know you guys will get tired of it, but I'm going to keep it real with my global family and transparent. That's my word. You know it. Transparency. And I'm going to keep it transparent with you. Be who you were created to be. Don't try to be a super thug. Don't try to do what somebody else did. Do what you have gone through, what you've experienced, what you know about, what God has put inside of you. That is what people want to hear. That's why you have these artists that are continually going, that are touring to this day, that they are still current with the industry and are still having people want to go and pay whatever it is to go hear their music, because they are not afraid to convey the transparency, the realness of the emotion and the experience, or the information or the thought-provoking words and procedures or composition in these performed and recorded works. You have to be transparent. If you're not true to who you are and convey what's inside, then it's going to be came across. You know those phone calls we all get? Hi, my name is such and such. Hi, Mr. or Mrs. Such. How would you like? It sounds like a telemarketer, and you know we all can't stand it. I know it's a part of a business, but however, we know we can't stand those calls because it sounds fake. It sounds rehearsed. Please, family, don't rehearse. Be who you are. Be what's inside of you, what you've gone through. All that we've gone through and we've experienced with our brother Derek Smalls and other family members have chimed on, as well as myself, that we share on these platforms and what we've gone through. It's not to show our I was able to do, because without God, we can't do anything. But it's because we show that just because we've gone through something that may seem, oh my gosh, astronomical, it may seem like a supernova or a mountain standing in front of that path, we have to keep pushing. You have to keep going, because there's a person, there's a little girl, there's a little boy, there's a couple, there's a mother, there's a father out there that have gone, and they're at that point, and they're wondering, if I'm just going through it by myself and nobody else is sharing, and it seems like I'm the only individual, why do I have to keep going on? I feel like I'm isolated. I feel like that there's no use. There's no support. Where's all these programs? Well, the program lies in every single one of us, and our program is mobile. So stay transparent. Stay true to who you are. And stay true to the voice that's inside of you. It's that voice that keeps telling you, say this. And you go, no, I'm not going to say it, because they're going to think that I might. So what? So what if they think that? You don't know who might hear that comment. You don't know who might hear that verse. You don't know who might hear that project that say, oh my gosh, they're just like me. They're doing it. That means I can do it too. shoot, I got books over here. Let me go in. You never know. You never know. So stop being afraid. Fear is nothing but false evidence appearing real. Let go of the false image. Let it go. Choice, love, happiness, peace, tranquility, joy. It's all a choice. You make that choice. Make that choice, family. Make that choice. We're going to keep going. We got to go into some mystery music feedback before we come back to our global brother, Mr. Derek Smalls, industry legend and humanitarian. I got a treat for you. We were just talking about the different things that he has going on and who we're going to have available and being part of the domestic violence tour. But you know what? Put your tray tables in your upright position. Put your glasses on. Sit back. Because there are no more victims. There are victims no more.
Getty and tell. Listen, poetic phrase. Don't wanna be a victim no more. I'm gonna have to fight because the world is too strong. How can I get along knowing everything is going wrong? Somebody pray for me, pray for me. My brothers and my daughters fight. Just fight a little harder for my sisters and my brothers and my daughters. Don't wanna be a victim no more. I'm gonna have to fight because the world is too strong. How can I get along knowing everything is going wrong? Somebody pray for me, pray for me. Love is blind, I'm still holding on to the nightmare. Just to say that somebody said, love yourself, girl. You know you're beautiful. I wish my brothers out here would tell you so. And girl, don't forget, you were born a queen. So pick your head up, keep moving, and show your strength. Don't wanna be a victim no more. Somebody pray for me, yeah. Pray for me.
Yeah, we about to clean up nice, man. It's your boy OZ, aka Mr. Capital. About to get buttoned up on these suckers and show them how we do it when we get suited and booted. Let's go. You see me strutting up, you see me in the club, I'm always cutting up. Bring me the bartender, tell him to double up. We put his ass to work until we drunk as fuck. You see the Gucci suit, that's what the Lucci do. It keep me dressed to kill, it get me coochie too. Check out the Steve Harvey at every single party. I'm looking big and tall, I bet I leave a shorty. In my Armani suit, I'm looking kinda cute. That's what the ladies say, so shit I say it too. Or in that John, I do it prime time. Walking with 10 models, just me and Wine Dime. Just keep it real, I'm killing them with my swagger statements. And if you jagging for swagger, then here's my swagger, take it. I keep it fresh to my death and I ain't exaggerating. Staying sharp is just part of the rules and regulations. I'm so nobody can do it better. Used to get that smart cheese, now I'm getting stupid cheddar. Halo scarf around my neck, my girl got on flamingo feathers. And I feel so plush, that's why my hat just got one single feather. Took my game to Gator all the way from Nike tennis shoes. Ever since the paper, man, I swear so many women choose. Video shoots to autographing when I'm doing interviews. Backstage, hotel, you know I gotta bend the rules. They call me Mr. Capital, ladies know I'm a natural. They never take my pimpin' that serious till I slap a hoe. Looking like money, smelling like money, heavily on my grind. Counting that money, stacking that money, getting it all the time. Running through money, fucking up money, gritting and living the life. Doing the money, taking up money, knowing I gotta shine. I'm about to kill him tonight with my button up. Shit, man, I ain't worried how none of these suckers look, cause I button up. Pimpin', I'm so I stay suited and booted. Put my hands on my toes. I stay button up. Pimpin', I'm so I stay suited and booted. Put my hands on my
Broadcast live.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. That was our 2 mystery tracks of our mystery music feedback session. I have to go out here. First and foremost, I got to give you a reminder. You are listening to the Entertainment Worldwide Network on this week's episode of Talented Titanium Tuesday, here with our global brother and industry legend and humanitarian, Mr. Derek Smalls. We just heard 2 tracks after hearing some excellent meat. My plates are still full. I'm looking to continue to eat on this for the remainder of the night. But we got to go on out here, man, and get some feedback from I got to go to our brother's line first. Let's hear from our global brother and humanitarian industry legend, Mr. Derek Smalls, on those 2 tracks and get his feedback on the feedback session. Brother, your mic is hot.
Hey, what's up, brother? Yes. Very interesting. You know, when I look for the hook and the little catchiness to the songs and the nice beats, even though people are using a lot of different samples. And for those that are, artists and want to be artists, create something where you create publishing. Because if you create something original, you own it. Then you have a chance, like, I'll give you an example. 10 years from now, it could still bring you in an income. If you look at what Hammer did, Can't Touch This, he got it at a time where that belonged to Rick James. Rick James on his down and out moment, $250,000 he settled. Hammer took the song, made it Can't Touch This, got $30 million. You know, so there's a lot you can do. You know, you're really working not only for yourself, you're working for the artist that owns the publishing. So your money comes from the performance rights and stuff you may do with it, but, you know, it doesn't hurt. If you're going to take a song, look at the songs that are available, classic songs in history. Go back and get some of the songs that nobody's ever sampled. Give you a perfect example. My artist right now just redid a song, Work to Do, by Ron Isley. Big record. The way he recut it, I proposed it to Mr. Isley to get it cleared. We put the song out because it's legendary, and he liked the song, even the remix that it was done. It can get you the notoriety or get your name out there as a writer, you know, and producer, even though you don't own the publishing. So the publishing is the key in the industry for the longevity, because there's not too many artists out here that get a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year run. You've all heard of one-hit wonders. But the longevity in the game is those that have been there, done that, you know, that have these long careers because they're creating something new, something fresh. And for those that can't, you know, play music or, you know, write music, you know, just team up with a good network, you know, good producers. There's nothing wrong with samples. Trust me, don't get me wrong, that's the way to go. But don't make everything that you create such, you know, with so many samples because you're working for somebody else. You know?
Huge respect, appreciation. Please don't go nowhere, brother. I got to go back out here to these lines and get some feedback also on those feedback sessions for those mystery music tracks. Going out here to our global sister, Sister Edna. Once again, please give a brief summary. Where you calling out of, who you are, background, contact info, and then touch base on the feedback session tracks, if you will. Please give them right there, huh?
Hi again, this is Edna. I'm calling out of Pensacola, Florida. I'm representing Raven Salve. She's a singer, she's a songwriter, she's an actor, she's a model. She's just an all-around entertainer. As far our contact information is 850-293-2063, and her website is www.ravensalve.net, and you can get all of her other social media sites. Just click on the icon, and it will take you directly to all of her social media sites. And as far as the tracks, you know, Victim No More, that's the theme song for Women Against Rape and Domestic Violence. So I got to say that I just love that song. It's an original, the original music. It's an original lyric. She wrote that. And the other song, I don't know the name of it, but I love that song. It's encouraging to our young men, our women too, but definitely our young men. And there was one part in there where he said he just had to do it for the rules and regulations, and I love that, because if these guys or these women are trying to get somewhere in life, there is a certain dress style that you have to have if you're trying to make it in any industry, not just the music industry. There is a dress code that you have to abide by, you know, especially when you're making initial meetings. So I just love that song, and I think it's going to go somewhere because it's very encouraging. And the last thing that I want to say before I get off is about the history. One thing that I learned a long time ago is that the history of our families can give us a lot of information about why we act the way that we act. If you look back in your history at your parents, your grandparents, your great-great-grandparents, and you will see something in what they did that is being reflected in you. So if you're acting a certain way, or if you're doing something out of the ordinary that you're not familiar with, or that is not common to you, look back in your history. Look at the DNA of your parents and your grandparents and your forefathers, and I guarantee you it will give you some answers as to why you think the way you think or act the way you act, and that will help you to either stay on that course or try to change history and make a new history for yourself. So when the winning team, I just got to say shout out to the entire winning team and the Entertainment Worldwide Network. I love you guys with all of my heart. because you guys have been so supportive of Raven Salve and Etna too. So back to you, Wolf.
Huge family appreciation, respect, and love to you, sis, and to Raven Salve and Dark Solutions and the entire camp. We appreciate you. Definitely excited for what the future holds and what our network holds in regards to taking back that which belongs to our family through our platforms on community business as well as individual growth and development. So definitely salute to you as well. I want to go out here and get some more lines in regards to feedback and then be able to touch back with our industry legend, global brother, and humanitarian for some final words and thoughts and feedback from Mr. Derek Small. So let's go on out here. Got to go out here to check in with the latest as well as chime in with our global brother, D Brooks, and his son. So, D, your mic is hot. Give your final words, your information as you know how to do. Your mic is hot.
Yeah, man, once again, I just want to give a big shout-out and a big appreciation to the whole Winning Team family, everybody online, Mr. Derek Small, Raven Salve, and everybody that's a part of this big thing. The music is always great. I just hope that no victim no more. I hope that's the song for this domestic violence tour. I mean, there it is right there. I mean, it's a good song. The song excellent. It has a good vibe to it, and the message is like it's right there, pow, right in your face. So, I'm not going to hold you guys on too long. Once again, like I said, my name is D. Brooks. I'm a comedian out in Las Vegas. You can find me on all the social media networks. That's DEEBROOKS. My email is just the letter D, dbrooksentertainment@gmail. My phone number is 702-300-3985. And once again, I'll be starting a show on Rise Radio. That's RIZE, RiseRadioGlobal.com, July 10th. It's going to be with me and my kids. It's about growing up with or without your parents. So you guys can tune in, share it, spread the word. And once again, thank you all, and I appreciate you. Appreciate the prayers, the concern, and the love. Much love. D. Brooks, and I'm out. Peace.
All right. Huge family appreciation, respect, and love as always, my brother. Going out here, you got to go out 331-452. Once again, 331-452. Brother Andre, go ahead and touch base on those two. Get your final thoughts and comments in regards to our global brother, Mr. Derek Smalls. Your mic is hot.
Yes. Yeah, I appreciate the song as well, and make sure, pass it on to everybody that's sang tonight. Make sure they have my number, because he's right. She will be a part of the domestic violence tour, as well, and paying attention to the song. So I'm just glad to just share, and learn what everybody's doing and going through around the country in those different areas. So, we all started out small. We all get to another level, but it's all about networking. Like I said, that's the key. There's an avenue for everybody in this. No matter what we try to do, it's just all one music business, and that's what it is. Like I said, we've taken it back to the history, and even today, what a lot of the artists, old school artists, are doing, they're collaborating with the new artists to make it even that much stronger, because radio's still here. The music will never die. It's universal, and there's a lot of avenues and opportunities that we can just spread and share amongst everybody. That's what I'm doing. I have 11-year-old artists, Kate and Alexa, I'm working with now. I'm working with the Global Network Convention Center News right here in Las Vegas. I encourage everybody to go on, send an email to CCTV News, and get your stuff out there and heard. There's a new tour coming up, the Ambassadors of Funk, with brothers that I grew up with, Mass Production, and they had the record Firecracker that Luke did over. So you may have a song that we could pass on to a lot of these artists that are out here working today, that have longevity. They're looking for new music. So there's a lot of opportunities out here for everybody.
Before Brother Derek chimes in on that comment that you just made, please give your information and where you're calling out of, brother, please.
Myself? Oh, yeah, this is Derek Smalls. Okay.
No, not you, Derek. Andre.
Yes. Again, number one, both of the songs were great. On the hip hop side, I could see them in the clubs. I was listening to the message. Domestic, don't want to be domestic no more with Raven Chavez. That's excellent. That is, I'm loving the song. I'm definitely loving the song always. My information is, again, I'm Andre Williams Music Man. My phone number is area code 331-452-4402. My email address is andrewilliamsmusicman911@gmail.com. Here again, to all the winning team, Wolf, Raven, Edna, Pastor Don Jr., Wolfbane, and the First Lady Keisha, and definitely Derek Smalls. Listen, I've listened to you, and I'm loving everything that you're saying. As far as my album is concerned, everything on my album is original. Okay. All the music, all the lyrics, everything there. There is no sample. We have one that this guy cleared through for Smokey Robinson track that we're doing. We did a remix, but it was as a parody. Yeah, that one is real hot. They playing in all the clubs out here in Chi-Town. They step into it. They doing their thing. So hopefully, like I said, we get together. We definitely gonna make it happen, and that's for real. So to the winning team, Entertainment Worldwide Radio Network, much love. And hey, everybody, let's keep our head up through the winning team. Let's keep it moving. We're gonna make it happen. This is our year.
Huge family respect and love and appreciation, my brother. I got to go here to our guest speaker of the night, global brother, industry legend, and humanitarian, Mr. Derek Smalls, for his comments, final words. Definitely appreciate having you. Your mic is high.
Yes. And like the brother just said, please let's network. Feel free to contact me, everyone. You can reach me at 470-351-8395. And I'm out of Atlanta, Georgia. And like I said, right now I'm in Las Vegas. I'm presently working with so many artists out here. So I travel the country, so it's nothing for me to say, pick up the phone, surprise you, and say, hey, I'm here. So I feel blessed in that network. And if it's something that I really hear or touch me that I want to work with, I'll be right in touch with you. And just even in general, if you got something on your mind, feel free to call me, in the industry, outside of the industry. Like you said, we're concerned about the brother in the hospital. Hope he does better. Reach out. Cincinnati, reach out. Pensacola, Florida, reach out. Wherever you're at, doesn't matter. Okay, I'm here for you. Okay?
Huge family appreciation and respect. First of all, I got to give a huge shout-out and appreciation to all our global family here on the line. Big family appreciation and respect. Shout-out to the patriarch and the matriarch of the Entertainment Worldwide Network, Pastor Don Jr., CEO, and Miss Keisha, Miss CEO, a.k.a. Miss K, the Eye in the Sky, to 300 winning team members, as well as all our global family of listeners, those who are in current, past, as well as are in the future, have yet to connect with us. Real quick before we go, got to give it up 100%. Please give respect. Definitely love every single one of you. God, thank you for this opportunity to be able to bring your children together, to be able to share the information that you had to go forth this day, to be able to be discussed the way that you wanted it to be discussed and received the way that it was received, so that all your purpose and plan, Father God, for your glory will be done for our community, for our business sectors, for our families, as well as the individuals here on this line and in the sound of our voices. We thank you so very much for all that you're doing, all that you've done and are yet to do for our community and our entire global family as a whole, Lord. And we thank you and we give you all the praise, all the honor, and all the glory now and forever in your son's name, Jesus. Amen. And 100% thank you so very much goes out to our global brother, Mr. Derek Smalls, for being here on Talented Titanium Tuesday upon the Entertainment Worldwide Network. Please stay tuned for next week's episode. We're breaking the next rising icons of tomorrow. Will you be the next discovered. Subscribers, this one is for you. Make sure that you continue to receive free promotional brand adverts over the network as continued appreciation as loyal subscribers to the network and the winning team. Community organizers, sponsors, and investors, please continue to send inquiries to Entertainment Worldwide Network Radio, EWWNRADIO, RADIO, at gmail.com. Don't forget to log on to EWWNRadio.com. Your global family is here to assist you with your individual or brand contribution toward ushering the betterment of the entertainment, business, community, as well as individual development. Once again, it has been an absolute pleasure having the industry legend himself, humanitarian and global brother, Mr. Derek Smalls. Until we meet again, we love you. Take care.
Thank you.
Broadcast live. Yeah. Okay, we broadcast live from the west side.
Don Jr. CEO.
Who do this? Who run this? We do this. We run this. Entertainment worldwide network. Hey, entertainment worldwide network. Hey.
You're listening to the Entertainment Worldwide Network based in sunny Las Vegas. Let's get down to business. This is the main meeting. The Entertainment Worldwide Network is here to change the face of the entertainment industry with education for business and personal tips for life. Covering 7 continents worldwide and all points in between. This knowledge is practice, so hold on to your seat. Get your pen, pad, and be ready to take notes. You are live on the Entertainment Worldwide Network.